Week 7 of American Literature 2. We're starting off today with a poem, Little Boy Blue by Eugene Field. The little toy dog is covered with dust, but sturdy and staunch he stands, and the little toy soldier is red with rust, and his musket molds in his hands. Time was when the little toy dog was new, and the soldier was passing fair, and that was the time when our little boy Blue kissed them and put them there. "Now don't you go till I come," he said, "and don't you make any noise." So toddling off to his trundle bed, he dreamed of his pretty toys. And as he was dreaming, an angel song awakened our little boy Blue. Oh, the years are many, the years are long, but the little toy friends are true. Aye, faithful to little boy Blue they stand, each in the same old place, awaiting the touch of a little hand, the smile of a little face. And they wonder, as waiting the long years through, in the dust of that little chair, what has become of our little boy Blue, since he kissed them and put them there. Wow. Not the greatest poem in the world, but a poem that kind of gets you, you know? And I got to say that this last week, I received an email from a student who'd had a 7-year-old son of hers die suddenly. And I couldn't help but think of it as I read this. I also thought about my father, who knew this poem by heart and would recite it at the drop of the hat. My father had a number of poems kind of like this, kind of sentimental, kind of get you right here sort of poems. And he would recite them from time to time. I won't inflict the others on you, but I know them all pretty much. This one I have to read. And the other thing I want to say, though, about this poem, the reason I chose it, is at the time that we're studying right now, right in the years clustered around the turn of the 20th century, we see a ton of poems like this, very crafted, well-written, but not profound poems. Same thing with stories. Lots of them. And why? Well, because there wasn't any radio, there wasn't any television, there wasn't any internet, but lots more people were able to read. Communication was easier with the telegraph. Things could get moved around the country easier with the expansion of the railroads, and there was just lots of possibility and lots of market. And also there was a lot more money floating around with a lot more people, and therefore the market supplied this desire for reading material. Lots and lots of magazines and newspapers and cheap novels and things like that to provide entertainment. Just like today, I suppose you'd say, we have reality TV shows to provide this quench this thirst for entertainment. And the stuff we're reading this week, to me, is the stuff that is written by people who are saying, that stuff's all right, but it's just not satisfying me. I want to move this direction. I want to move on a little bit. I want to do something a little bit out of the mainstream. I don't want to do Eugene Field. Eugene Field is fine. Little Boy Blue is fine, but that's not for me. And so you get E.A. Robinson, and you get Amy Lowell, and you get, in fiction, Willa Cather, and a number of others who we're not reading. And that, to me, is what I call the proto-modernists, the people who were sort of moving in the direction of modernism. They didn't entirely get there. You could argue that Amy Lowell did, but I needed to put her somewhere. But they're still a little bit in the old school, but they're trying to do something new and saying, that whole realist, naturalist mode just isn't working for me. And so that's kind of where we are this week. Hope you enjoy some of this. If not, well, just wait. You'll hate the other stuff in a different way, right? Okay, I'll talk to you next week.